Hi, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our presentation today. Fill your practice with clients you love who pay you what you're worth. Before we get started, remember, put any questions into the comments and we'll get to those. I'm Donna Giacovisi. I'm filling in for Camille, who could not be here today. I work on membership and marketing for the Holistic Chamber. And I'm here today to introduce your speaker, Shayla Mihaly. And Shayla is a business coach who teaches heart-centered women coaches, healers, and yoga teachers how to create an extra $10,000 to $30,000 a month without feeling guilty and without working too much. A spiritual practitioner, a holistic healer, and entrepreneur all her life, Shayla ran her own multi-six-figure holistic wellness center for over 20 years, where she did over 20,000 in-person sessions with clients. Shayla's here to help heal that split between spirit and money that most women healers have, because she knows that women healers are key to healing and awakening the planet. Please welcome Shayla.
Thank you, Donna, and thank you so much for having me. And thank you, Camille, and thank you, the whole team. You have such a great team over there. I just want to say, the Holistic Chamber.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm really delighted to be here. So today I'm going to teach you how to fill your practice with clients you love. And these are clients, we'll go over this, but I call them your divine match clients. And these are clients that you love and they value what you do and they pay you what you're worth. And it's a total love fest. So if you have any questions, please post them and I'll move through the presentation at a pretty good pace today. And then at the end, we can see if there are any questions and do a little Q&A if you would like that. Okay, so here we go. So if you're wondering if you're in the right place, this is for you. If you're a holistic healer, coach, or yoga teacher, and you help to transform people's lives, but you just don't feel like you have enough clients or enough money. And also you're repulsed by slimy salespeople. So you're not going to do slimy sales techniques. And so often people who feel this way just don't do any kind of marketing or sales because they don't know how to do it in a way that feels really good and supportive to everyone. And it's for you if you're great at giving to others, but not so great at giving to yourself. If you feel alone, scared, or confused, like you know you're a healer and you want to make this thing work, but you don't know what to do. So Dawn, we see a little note that says there's a bad connection. So would you be willing to check on that? I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to keep going, but we'll see if we can correct that on the back end there. Excuse me. This is also for you if you're working too much, but you're making too little. So, you're working and sometimes when women healers think of making more money, they feel there's a roadblock because they just don't want to work anymore. So this is not about working more, you're going to see. And it's for you if you're ready to do the work to grow your business with integrity and authenticity. And if you have a bigger vision for your life and the world and your healing gifts and how you want to share them. It's bigger than what you're doing now. And Rosita, please let me know if you can hear it better now so we know if we're still having an issue. Also, I want to say, and I told Donna this, excuse me, I have a little bit of a scratchy throat today because I was so blessed. I got to go see Sir Paul McCartney in concert a couple of nights ago. And I told myself, okay, don't get crazy with the singing. But of course, I just, completely sing my heart out. So forgive me if I have to go like that a few times. It was just from the love and the songs and all that. Okay, so today we're going to cover the 5 steps to fill your holistic practice with divine match clients who value what you do and pay you what you're worth. And one of those steps is discovering who your own unique divine match client is. So we're actually going to do a deep dive to help you discover who your divine match client is. Okay, so before we start, I invite you to relax and just take a few deep breaths and let your body be comfortable, your mind be open, your heart be open, feel relaxed in your belly, because you're going to get a lot of information. You're also going to get some energetic transmission, and you might be challenged by some of what you're going to hear, and you just want to take it in and just notice how you're feeling. Notice if anything comes up for you, and if you want to share with us, we will give you feedback if you want. So first of all, I want to thank you for your great healing work in this world. Really, I thank you from my soul to your soul, because there's so much healing work to do, and none of us can do it alone. So we each take our little point, we're like, I'll do this part, I'll do this part, I'll do this part. I'm here to empower all of you to do your parts as big or small as you want, to create a practice that fulfills you, that helps you serve your purpose here. And we need each and every one of you to be strong and abundant and healthy and energized and present with this amazing healing work that you're doing. So thank you for showing up on this planet as a beacon of love and healing. So the mistake that most women healers make is they're focusing on the wrong problem. And so they come up with the wrong solution. But when you get clear on what the true problem is, then you can create the right solution. So the problem is not that you need more degrees, certifications, licensing, techniques. You don't need to finish your book, or there are all these things you don't need. The real problem is simply that you don't yet know how to get great clients. So, a lot of my clients write books, or they have been in the process of writing a book for the past 20 years, and they think they need to finish it before they can get clients. It's not true. Get great clients, have a fabulous income and energy flow, and then work on your book. That's what I always say. Now, maybe you have plenty of money and then you can just ignore all this advice. But if that's not the case, then I'm going to give you some really good info. So remember, you are the Buddha here on the planet. You're bringing love and joy. This is the Laughing Buddha, one of my favorites. And as Donna mentioned, I've been a healer for over 20 years. I ran my own wellness center, I would say over 30 years as a healer, but I ran my wellness center for 20 years, and I've done well over 20,000 hands-on in-person sessions. And that's not me, but I love this picture and I love the way it makes me feel, because I like to spend a lot of time in Hawaii. I like to be out at the ocean, if, maybe with a dog. I do animal rescue. And it's really important for me to have the time and really the freedom to travel where I want and sleep in comfy bed and be able to support animal rescue and improving the Earth's atmosphere, all kinds of good causes. And I want you to know it's not hard, but the secret is you have to do the right specific things in the right specific order. This is important also, and it's really that simple. And I've created a system for how to do this. And so, for example, people contact me and they say, hey, can you teach me how to do a webinar? I'm like, well, yeah, I can, but that's not where you want to start, because you can create a webinar, but nobody's going to come and you're not going to make any money. You're not going to get any clients. So there's some steps you have to do before that. As we go through this, and hopefully every moment of your life, I invite you to be very gentle and compassionate with yourself. It's can be challenging sometimes to be a holistic practitioner, a coach, a yoga teacher, a healer in our culture today, and to make it and to feel empowered on so many levels. So this is new territory. Be very gentle with yourself. Now, you may have heard abundance is your birthright. I've always heard that, right? Abundance is your birthright, but nobody actually tells us how. Okay, it's my birthright, but where is it? So that's why I'm going to teach you the exact steps that I spent a long time learning. So if you've been feeling like this, but you know yourself to be this, and you really want to feel like this, then come along with me. So one thing you want to ask yourself is, do you have a dream or do you have a vision? Dream or vision? If you have a dream, it's really sleepy. You're not taking action. I mean, I can't tell you how many hundreds of women have said, "Oh, I dream of opening a wellness center," or "I dream of opening a retreat center." And then, I see them 10 years later, they're still having that same dream, but they have done nothing to move towards it. But if you have a vision, then you follow that vision with commitment to your vision and action steps towards your vision, right? If I have a vision of doing this, then I'm going to learn how to get there because that's where I want to be. So you want to keep taking action, but you only want to take action that's in alignment with your vision. No shiny object syndrome, no getting distracted. Get clear on your vision, take action towards that. So you may want to ask yourself right now and write it down or share with us if you want, what is your vision? And again, this is something that you're committed to and you're willing and excited about taking action towards it. So here we go. These are the 5 steps to fill your practice with divine match clients who value what you do and pay you what you're worth. Step number 1, this is the biggest one for all of us. There's no way around it. You have to heal your money wounds. So we all have money wounds and money stories and money issues and scarcity stories. I even know billionaires, scarcity stories, right? It's not about what's actually happening in the moment. It's usually our unconscious programming. So over 90% of what shows up in your life is generated by your unconscious mind. So if you want to know if you have any money wounds, just look around and ask yourself, do I have plenty of money? Am I even willing to look at what I have in the bank? If you have plenty of money, you probably still have money wounds. But if you don't have plenty of money, then you know that these wounds are probably more activated and steering the ship probably more than you want them to. And if you want to do this fun little exercise with me right now, one of the quickest ways to discover one of your money wounds and bring it from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind is to fill in the last of this sentence. And don't try to look good, just the honest thing, trust whatever comes forward. And finish this sentence, which is money causes, and you can share that with us if you want and see if you were surprised by what came up. Just know that's a step of unveiling anything from your subconscious. Okay, so step number 2 is you have to discover who your own unique divine match client is, and I have a 5-step system to help you do that. So why does it matter that you know who your divine match client is? Because this actually is the number 1 secret to filling your practice with great clients. Once you do, and as you're doing your healing your money wounds. So you can make more money without feeling guilty and without working too much. You get to fulfill your soul's purpose. You get to share your true gifts. You're not wasting your time on people who really aren't here to step into the level of transformation that you're here to offer. You don't have to take clients just to pay the rent. And you get to step into the energy of choice, leadership, and worthiness. And we need this from you. We need empowered, beautiful healers to step into leadership because the world needs you. And that's the world I want to live in, is being run by all of you. So what's a divine match client? Here's how you can recognize your divine match client. You love her. Like you see her name on the books. I'm like, oh, Jane, I'm so glad she's coming in, right? You feel great when you work with her. You don't feel drained. You feel really great and energized. She wants the transformation that you're there to provide. She doesn't say, no, I don't want that. Just give me a little side of this instead. She's committed to doing the work that she has to do with you to get the results that she wants. And she pays you what you're worth. She gets your value. Here's a bonus tip. Be the divine match client that you want to attract. So how are you towards other healers in your life? Do you go in and support them? Do you tip people generously? How are you in the world? Do you say yes to transformational programs, yes to trainings, yes to things that will enhance you and enrich you and help you shift? Or are you shut down? because if you're shut down, that's who you're going to attract. Okay, here's the 5 steps to discover your own unique divine match client. First of all, ask yourself, who are my top 1 to 3 favorite clients and why? What is it about them that makes them my favorite clients? Number 2, who do I like hanging out with and why? If I were to throw a big party or even a small party, I'm inviting holistic women, healers, coaches, and yoga teachers. You are who I want to hang out with, right? And when you're doing your healing and coaching practices, you're spending a lot of intimate time with these people. So you want to make sure you're working with people that you actually like spending time with. And this one's really important. Who do I take a stand for and why? I take a stand for women healers. A lot of women healers, coaches, and yoga teachers are underserved, underpaid. Their light is dimming, their energy is low. And I had this vision one day, and it was like, oh no, not on my watch. I take a stand for you because you are helping to transform the world. And who can I authentically lead and why? I can authentically lead holistic women, coaches, healers, and yoga teachers. I'm all of those, right? And I don't actively teach yoga right now, but I got certified as a teacher. And I know what it's like to work with clients and then also have to have the money conversation and the transformational aspects and all of that. So you want to ask yourself, who can you authentically lead? Now, most of us have been on a journey and we get to a certain point and then we reach back to help others come along the path a little more easy and with a little more support than we had. That's how I did it. In fact, I was looking for a mentor. I kept looking, and I'm like, oh, I'm the mentor. I need to step up. And if I could help just one person, and this is a very specific person, who would it be and why? Good questions to ask yourself. This will help you totally hone in. And once you have awareness of who your divine match client is, you'll watch, she's going to start showing up. So remember, the more specific you are, the more authentic you are, the more authentic your connection is with these others whom you are serving, and the more money you'll make and the more fun you'll have. So now you know how to identify your divine match client. And that's just one of the steps of my 5-step system. So here's the 4 other steps. The 5-step system to fill your coaching or holistic practice with divine match clients who value what you do and pay you what you're worth. Number 1, clear your money blocks and allow more abundance to flow in. Because without this, you can work harder and harder and harder and things just don't happen. So if you have tried really hard, just know that it's not about trying harder. It's not about being smarter. It's not about getting more degrees and certifications. It's really about clearing and updating with love any of these old patterns that are blocking you from simply receiving. When I work with clients, either in my online programs or live or in person, when we do this piece, all of a sudden people start receiving money in expected and unexpected ways. So no, we can't overstate how important this piece is. Next step is you have to discover your own unique divine match client, and I just showed you how to do that. The third thing is you have to get clarity on what your divine match clients really want from you. Now, so often I talk to women, coaches, healers, and yoga teachers, and I say, okay, what do your clients want from you? What's the specific, tangible outcome that you provide them? And a lot of people say, oh, I help them live their best life. It's like Oprah, like that's awesome. But does anyone actually call you and say, hey, I'm calling you today because I want to live my best life? They don't. There's some very specific, tangible problem that they're working on. So I could say the same thing. I help my clients have freedom and abundance and live their best lives and take their royal seat at the table of leadership and abundance and expansion of consciousness. But nobody ever calls me and asks for that directly. Actually, one client. But that's a rare exception. What my clients call and say or email, they say, I need to get more clients and I need to make more money, but I don't want to work too much and I feel guilty asking for more money, right? So they want to learn how to actually attract great clients and receive more abundance without feeling guilty or working too much. So what's great about having that clarity is if you're my divine match client, and I know if you're my divine match client, and a lot of people aren't, and that's okay. But we're not speaking to everyone. We actually are going to speak directly to our divine match client so that when they hear what you say, they will literally, I've had people go, oh my God, I have to work with you. I have to work with you. When I first started, I would say, oh, I help women healers make more money. And they would be like, oh my gosh, I have to work with you, or my cousin needs to call you. Or actually, one time somebody stood up and just started applauding. They're like, yay, they really need that. Good work. Go you. And then, another person said, well, what's a healer? Right? So that person was not my divine match client. And that's okay. I'm not trying to get everybody. I'm trying to be clear on who I am and who I stand for and what I do so that the people who do want the gifts I have to offer step forward towards me and say, yes, I'm ready for this and I want you to help me. The fifth thing is you have to make it easy for your divine match clients to find you and see you and hear you and understand the gifts that you bring. So what I like to tell my clients is, you're walking down the street with these healing gifts and somebody else comes walking towards you. Don't go and hide in the bushes. Don't do that. Like, stand and be seen and heard. Stand in your power of your goddess wisdom healing energy and make it easy for your divine match clients to find you and see you. Be where they are. Invite them to be where you are through your clarity and your transparency. And here's a bonus. These are the 3 biggest mistakes that are blocking divine match clients from calling you. This is a bonus. These are good. Number 1 is you're trying to get more credentials. And this is an issue of confidence. Sometimes people think, oh, if I just get this one more certification, then the clients will come. But that actually isn't true. I don't know about you, but I have so many credentials. But it wasn't until I made the shifts that I'm teaching you today that my financial abundance increased greatly. And, when I have my wellness center, I started off just doing sliding scale and saying, oh, if you don't have any money, don't let that stop you from coming in, but I was getting weaker and weaker and I wasn't empowered. And I kept doing more, I'll become a Reiki master and I got my NLP master certification. It's all great. We're lifelong learners. And I always want to be learning things, but don't think that that's the key to getting you clients. And, and I was able to create a multi-6-figure wellness center. And my hands-on practice wasn't different than it had been before, but these other shifts that I'm teaching you today kicked in, and that's what made the difference. So have confidence that you already know what you're doing. That's really what this is saying. So trying to get more credentials it's a mistake. The second mistake is if you're trying to help anyone and everyone with anything and everything. Someone applied for a clarity breakthrough session with me recently, and she said, one of the questions I ask is briefly describe the products and services. And it was like, oh, well, I help people with depression and hair loss and relationships and their energies. Like, if she's doing all of that, I don't know who to send to her as a client. I want to send my client referrals. I want to refer people to practitioners that I know what they're doing and they're an expert in what they're doing, right? Whether that be relationship or food or a specific health issue. So don't try to help anyone and everyone with anything and everything. And here's the good news. The world has lots of holistic women healers, coaches, and yoga teachers. And if we're all trying to do everything, we're going to get exhausted. Our energy is going to be depleted. And we're not going to be very effective. And I can't tell you how many people I know who stop being healers because they're exhausted and not making any money. And so they go get a job, which is fine, except for now that's one less healer doing her work in the world. So trust that we're all in this together. You're part of a global and maybe intergalactic network of healers. And you do your part, trusting that there are all these others doing their part as well. And the third biggest mistake that's blocking clients from calling you is you're not speaking directly to your divine match clients, and that's communication. So we've got confidence, clarity, and communication. Now, some people call the communication piece marketing, right? But a lot of us healers don't like that, where we don't like marketing, we don't like sales, but we like communication. And you need to communicate very specifically, very directly to your divine match clients what it is you're here to help them with. And it doesn't matter if nobody else knows what you're talking about, their antenna is going to shoot up and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're talking to me and I want to work with you, right? So really start speaking directly to your divine match clients. You know, one time I was at a fundraiser for Pachamama. I love Pachamama, Lynn Twist. She's awesome. And it's a luncheon and you go and have lunch. It's a vegan, gluten-free lunch. And the organization raises millions of dollars over lunch for this amazing organization, Pachamama, that's helping to save the rainforest and save the presence of life and humanity itself. They're amazing. So I was at the table and someone said, what do you do? And I said, well, I help women, healers, coaches, and yoga teachers create an extra $10,000 to $30,000 a month without working too much or feeling guilty. And she was like, oh my God. And like right away, there were 3 people that she wanted to refer to me. Well, a few minutes earlier, I had asked the woman next to me what she did. She gave me this really long, vague thing that might have to do with energy work or in-person talking, or could happen in person, but sometimes on the phone. And like I asked her like 3 or 4 questions and I still had no idea really what this person did, although she was lovely. So when someone asked me and I told them, the woman next to me goes, oh my God, we do the same thing. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't get that at all from what she had said. And the only reason it makes a difference is I got 3 client referrals right there at the table. And still nobody had any idea what she was doing or who to refer to her, how to send people to her. So you have to, and everything you do, you have to speak directly to your divine match clients. And so, for example, sometimes people ask like, oh, will you go and do a talk at this, for these tech people, because I live in San Francisco. And I'm like, oh, they're great. I think that's awesome. But no, I don't have time to go talk to tech people because they're actually not my divine match clients, but they are to somebody, and she or he, I'm sure, would love that gig. So you want to make sure that you're being very focused and speaking directly to your divine match clients. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how you can go deeper with this information and take the next best step right now to filling your practice with clients you love who pay you what you're worth. And guess what? There's nothing for sale. So if you're tired of struggling alone and working hard and still not making enough, feeling tired, and if you know you have gifts to share and you are ready right now to get great clients, I invite you to either click the link below this video or go directly to wealthywomenhealers.com. And I have a masterclass that I teach. And you're going to learn how to create an extra $10,000 to $30,000 per month while working only with people that you love. So one of my clients had her first $30,000 month within 90 days. of working with me. And I share really exactly what I teach them and what they did and what you can do also. So now you have a choice to make. This has been great. We've spent half an hour or so together, and you can just say, hey, that was awesome. And then you can keep doing what you've been doing and getting the same results. And some people say, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get the same results you've always gotten. But I have found you're actually going to get worse results because you're tired and you get exhausted over time and you just can't deal with all those things anymore. So you can keep doing what you've been doing. And maybe even you're doing okay, but you're still not where you want to be and you're not sure how to get there. So your other choice, and you have many choices, but two potential choices today, is you can get even more free training with me. So attend my masterclass at wealthywomenhealers.com and you'll quickly learn how to create an extra $10,000 to $30,000 per month without feeling guilty or working too much. So this is what me and my team do, and it's the only thing we do is we teach spiritual, holistic women healers, coaches, and yoga teachers how to create an extra $10,000 to $30,000 a month without feeling guilty or working too much. So you know if this is you or not. Just check in and see. So which are you going to choose? Ask yourself right now and think about, all right, here's where I am. Where do I want to be in 6 months and 12 months and 3 years and throughout my career? And how are you getting there and what kind of support do you have? And really, this is a lot about allowing in more support. We're so great at giving, and we have to really allow support and allow ourselves to learn and be open and say, oh, well, I'm an expert at this and I help my clients with this, but I don't know how to do this piece. I don't know how to get great clients who shower me with abundance and love the transformational healing work that I'm here to do with them. So if you want to take the next step and learn more and get more free training, you can click the link in the comments below this video and watch my latest masterclass, or you could just go directly to wealthywomenhealers.com. So I hope that you take a little look over there at wealthywomenhealers.com and see what you think and let me know. Okay, so Donna, I'm not sure if you are there. I wonder if there are any comments. Hi, sweetie.
Hi. So we did have a little bit of trouble, and it seemed like it was on LinkedIn's side.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I will be posting this.
Yes.
They can actually hear it.
Great, thank you. And sorry about that, everybody. I wish if Donna and I controlled the technology of the world, these would go so much smoother. Like, you don't even know all the stuff we had to go through tech-wise just to even get to this moment.
Yes.
It happens. Technology on this planet is still a little glitchy. We just have to understand that's what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, so thank you. Thanks for checking into that, and thanks for posting it.
Yes, you're welcome. And I'll also post the link that you gave us on all the social media so they can get to it that way too in the comments.
Great, thank you.
Do that. So
wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was great. Great information.
Thank you. And the great thing too is if you do have questions and we didn't see them or you didn't get to post them for whatever reason, if you go to wealthywomenhealers.com and you watch my masterclass, I'm going to answer most of the questions you would have, and I'll give you a little spoiler alert that at the end of the masterclass, I also tell you how to ask me questions directly and get more support at that point if you want. So there's lots of love and abundance and free training and support for you at wealthywomenhealers.com, also at the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Yeah. So there's lots of support for you here.
Yes, and they can always find you through our network.
Yes.
Either your business name or searching, your name.
Exactly.
Do that way too. So.
Yep. That's right. If you go to holisticchamberofcommerce.com, you can find me there also. Yeah.
Yeah.
and wealthywomenhealers.com to watch the masterclass.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Donna, for having me. It's always my
Yes.
joy and pleasure to support and lift up other people who are doing such great work on this planet, including you. It's been so great spending time with you too.
Great time spending time with you also.
Thank you. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.